I never thought I'd see the day when my own wife, the woman I had spent decades with, would betray me in such a shocking and unimaginable way. But life has a cruel sense of timing. Betrayal has a way of creeping in when you least expect it. And sometimes it's worse when it involves people you thought you could trust completely. It started with small things. My wife, Karen, had been acting strangely over the past few months. Late nights, at the library, sudden trips to town she claimed were errands, and an odd nervousness whenever our grandson's friends came over. I tried to ignore it at first. I told myself I was overreacting. Maybe it was paranoia, I thought. Maybe it was just the fear of getting older, imagining betrayal where there was none. But then I noticed the patterns. Certain friends would stay longer than they should. Karen would smile at them in ways that didn't feel natural, and there were phone calls she would hurriedly end whenever I entered the room. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe she was just being friendly, I thought. Maybe it was innocent, but something in my gut told me otherwise. The breaking point came one quiet evening. Our grandson had a friend, Jason, over for a sleepover.
Karen said she was going to the grocery store.
But when she left, I had a feeling, an instinct that I couldn't ignore. I quietly checked the back porch window, and that's when I saw them. Karen and Jason. They were in the guest bedroom. Not a casual conversation, not innocent touches. They were in the act of cheating. I froze. Shock, disbelief, and rage collided inside me. My mind raced. How could this happen? How could the woman I had spent my life with betray me, and with someone so close to the family, so wrong in every way? I knew I had to document it. I grabbed my phone, made sure the angle was right, and recorded the entire encounter in full HD. Every whispered word, every movement, every betrayal was captured. I didn't want to confront her yet. I wanted proof. Undeniable, indisputable proof. Something that could never be denied or explained away. When the act ended, I slipped away silently, heart pounding, stomach in knots. Karen returned moments later, oblivious to what I had seen, what I had recorded. She smiled, humming as if everything were normal. I couldn't let her continue believing she could escape accountability. The next day, I confronted her. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I simply placed my phone on the table and pressed play. The room filled with the sound of their betrayal, the evidence of lies, and the proof that her infidelity wasn't imagined. Her face went pale. She tried to speak, but no words came. The reality of her actions hit her harder than any confrontation could. Tears streamed down her face as she begged, pleaded, and tried to explain. But I had no interest in explanations. The damage was done. Trust shattered in an instant, irreparably. I shared the recording selectively. First with myself to process what had happened. Then I considered the implications carefully. Karen needed to face the consequences. Not just with me, but with herself. I didn't post it online. I didn't humiliate her publicly. But I made sure she realized that I had the power, the proof, and the control. She couldn't hide anymore. In the days and weeks that followed, our lives changed irrevocably. Karen couldn't pretend things were normal. Every interaction with me, with family, with our grandson, carried the weight of her betrayal. The intimacy we had built over decades was gone. She had to live with the knowledge that what she had done was seen, recorded, and undeniable. I spent that time processing the betrayal, seeking solace in friends, family, and quiet reflection. I realized that revenge isn't always about cruelty. It's about reclaiming power, dignity, and control after someone shatters the trust you gave them. And sometimes the most devastating revenge is simply letting them live with the truth they can't escape. Karen begged for forgiveness. She cried, promised she would change, promised she would make it right. But the trust was gone. Some lines once crossed can never be uncrossed. Some betrayals once witnessed and recorded leave scars that cannot heal. Months have passed. The house feels different. Conversations are tense. The shadow of that night lingers. But I learned something important. Betrayal can happen to anyone, anywhere, even in families you thought were safe. And the only way to protect yourself is to see the truth clearly, document it, and ensure that accountability is never optional. I caught my wife cheating with our grandson's friend. I recorded it in full HD. And though it shattered my world, it also gave me the clarity, the proof, and the control I needed to move forward without being fooled again.